again, that's something that I went through myself. Like we can, go down the rabbit holes of these different things and feel like I said, more is better, or, getting more dialed in on certain things. That it has a time and a place. And I think that all comes back to, again, like the education of like what you're doing and what is necessary to recover appropriately. And especially with females, like knowing that, we have a little bit more sensitive hormones than men do. We go through different cycles throughout our life, throughout the month, things like that. And I think it's very important to kind of just, the biggest thing that I run into is just under eating in general with females, right? So under eating protein specifically, and then just under eating calories, especially with those females who are already lean, who are already very type A. And it's really just, explaining to them and showing them the benefits of consuming more and fueling appropriately, and what that can do with not just their performance, but everything else that helps them to perform better. So sleeping better, recovering better, helping to manage their stress, all of that. I think that's really the biggest thing, is just kind of working with that individual and figuring out, okay, where are you at right now? And let's work to, if you're very, very type A and you're very, very controlled about certain things, okay, let's maybe dial that down a little bit, and see how we can adjust certain things to work towards more of a healthier, I guess, relationship, you could say, with food or exercise or whatever it may be. I think, the clients that come to work with me, they're ready to make a change, right? If you hire a coach, I feel like, you are basically taking that first step to say, okay, I've been doing this on my own for a while and I haven't seen changes, or I haven't seen the changes I want, so I need some outside help. That's how I was years ago when I hired my first coach, and I still have a coach to this day. I feel like I'm always going to have a coach, just always having that outside perspective, because especially with females, when it comes to body image, when it comes to things like that, we can get in our head so much. And maybe it's not just obviously it's with males and females, but I feel like females are a little bit more sensitive to that. So kind of having that outside perspective and having someone say, okay, you're doing this and what you've been doing hasn't been working, so let's try something else and see what we can get out of that. So I think it's kind of goes both ways with that. Looking at that kind of other side of, the people that we have now in the standard American diet, who are just used to eating higher carbs like their whole life. They've never really been able to utilize ketones for fuel, or go into that state and see how it feels, or put their metabolism through that and use that kind of full spectrum of their metabolism. So the 21-day ketogenic diet weight loss challenge, that's the name of the book. It's really just kind of giving them the upfront, like, hey, here's a plan that you can start to follow for the next 21 days. Here's, some things that I've found in my own practice that a lot of people tend to make mistakes with when it comes to, if someone's looking to go on a ketogenic diet and they just Google something, or they hear something from their friend, and so maybe they drop their protein really low, or they're doing some activity that doesn't support this kind of transition. So the premise of that book was really just like, let me put out the information that I've seen over the last, years of working with myself and with other clients, mistakes that I've seen, and kind of get that out there in a way that makes sense and can educate, with the end goal really being like transitioning more to that metabolic flexibility lifestyle, I guess you could say, where you can, dip into ketosis if that's, what works for you. And maybe you're someone who is really, really, maybe you aren't very, very active and you just are looking for, stable energy throughout the day and really like that kind of focus and that mental clarity. You like not having to think about food, or feeling like you have to eat every few hours, which we know a lot of people struggle with kind of that higher carb approach, where blood sugar dysregulation is a big thing there.